I never thought my life would twist the way it did. For years, I lived in the shadows of someone else's home, someone else's world, scrubbing floors, washing dishes, folding clothes that weren't mine. I was the maid, and that's all they ever saw when they looked at me. But what they didn't know, what they never bothered to see, was that I had eyes, ears, and a heart that remembered every word, every insult, every betrayal. I worked for the Parker family for almost 10 years. When I first walked into their mansion, I was young, desperate, and hungry. I told myself it didn't matter if they looked down on me, as long as I had a roof over my head and food on my plate. At first, Mrs. Parker treated me kindly enough. But kindness from people like her is just sugarcoating on poison. It doesn't last. Soon, I became invisible, except when something went wrong. If dinner was a little late, if a shirt wasn't ironed perfectly, if the silverware wasn't shining enough, it was always my fault. And every time she made sure to remind me of my place. "You're lucky we even let you stay here." Those words burned, but I swallowed my pride. I kept my head down. Then there was Daniel, their only son. To the outside world, he was the perfect gentleman, handsome, successful, the pride of the family. But I saw the truth. Daniel was cruel in ways his parents never noticed, or chose to ignore. He'd toss his dirty shoes on the bed and make me clean it. He'd leave broken glasses on the floor, waiting for me to cut my hands, and sometimes his words cut deeper than glass. "You'll never be more than a servant. People like you don't matter." Still, I endured, until the night everything changed. Mr. Parker passed away suddenly. The house was drowning in grief, or at least that's what they pretended. Mrs. Parker cried for the world to see, but behind closed doors, she was cold, almost relieved. I overheard her whispering with Daniel about the will, about money, about finally being free. My heart sank because I had known Mr. Parker differently. He was the only one who ever smiled at me, who ever asked if I'd eaten, who thanked me for my work. He didn't treat me like furniture. And maybe that's why what happened next cut me so deeply. One night, while cleaning the study, I found an envelope tucked between books on the shelf. It was addressed to me. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside was a letter from Mr. Parker. He wrote that he had always appreciated me, that he knew how his family treated me, and that he wanted me to have something when he was gone. Enclosed was a copy of his will, and in it, he left me something I never expected: ownership of the small countryside cottage he had grown up in. It wasn't a mansion, but it was freedom. It was a chance at a life of my own. But when the will was read formally, my name wasn't there. They had erased me. I looked at Mrs. Parker's smirk, at Daniel's smug grin, and I knew. They had destroyed the original, rewritten it, stolen even the one kindness Mr. Parker had tried to give me. My heart broke. But then, something else replaced it. Rage. I wasn't just a maid anymore. I was a witness. I knew their secrets, their lies, their cruelty. And for once, I wasn't afraid to use what I knew. I started quietly. I listened harder than ever. I watched every move. Daniel bragged to his friends about forging documents. Mrs. Parker hid letters, burned papers in the fireplace late at night. I gathered pieces, small but sharp. Then I found something that made my blood run cold. In a locked drawer, tucked beneath fake bank statements, was the original will. The real one. My name was there, just like Mr. Parker promised. The cottage, legally mine. And suddenly, the power shifted. I didn't confront them right away. No, that would have been too easy. I let them believe I was still powerless, still their silent servant. Meanwhile, I made copies, documented everything, prepared my revenge carefully. But fate has a strange way of helping those who wait. One evening, I overheard Daniel yelling at his mother. He had lost money gambling, and worse, he had used her name to secure a loan. They were drowning in debt, their perfect empire crumbling. And that's when I stepped in. I walked into the room, holding the envelope with the real will. Their faces froze. Mrs. Parker went pale. Daniel cursed under his breath. I looked them both in the eye and said the words I had rehearsed in my head 1,000 times. You stole from me. From him. And now everyone will know the silence that followed was thick, suffocating. Then Daniel lunged at me, trying to snatch the papers. But I was ready. I had already given copies to the lawyer, already secured my place. This was just the performance. In court, their masks shattered. The judge listened as the truth unfolded, about the forged will, the fraud, the lies. Piece by piece, I revealed everything I had collected over months. When the ruling came, Mrs. Parker and Daniel were left with nothing but shame. The debts swallowed them whole, their mansion, their pride, their reputation, gone. And me? I walked away with more than a cottage. I walked away with my dignity, my freedom. Sometimes, late at night, I think about Mr. Parker's letter. You deserve more than the life they gave you, he wrote. He was right. I was the maid, but I was also the survivor. And when they tried to bury me in silence, I rose louder than ever. This time, I wasn't invisible.